No one's prepared for what's about to take place. For some, this week will be a setup, and most people won't even see it coming. This week is packed with subtle but powerful astrological shifts, and the moon is at the center of it all. And you're about to find out what's really taking place. Because we're entering a strange phase, one that most people ignore, but not you. But that's exactly the mistake. Because this isn't about reflection or illumination. This moon is withholding. It's watching what you do when you're kept in the dark. Decisions made this week might feel clear. They might even feel right. But give them a few days, and things might start to fall apart. We expect the moon to guide us, but this week it won't. And that just changes the whole game. Oh, and for those who think this week doesn't really matter, there's something you need to know. Because there is one specific reason why ignoring what's about to unfold could hit you harder than you expect. I'll explain exactly why later on, so stick around. But first, something major is about to unfold. And if your thoughts feel off this week, they probably are, because something much bigger is behind it. Mercury is reaching its highest point in the morning sky on April 19th. But let's be real, just because it's rising doesn't mean you're seeing things clearly. This week, Mercury is up there shining, like it knows everything, but the truth, it's bluffing. What looks like a mental breakthrough could actually be a misfire. Thoughts that feel sharp might be coming from emotional static. That confident decision, it might be your subconscious pulling strings, not your logic. And with the moon entering that tricky last quarter vibe, your judgment is being quietly tested. Not with chaos, but with calm. The kind of calm that tricks you into thinking everything's aligned until it's too late to rewind. Your inner child is about to throw a tantrum. On April 21st, the last quarter moon slides into position, and most people won't feel a thing until they do. This moon isn't interested in your journaling. It doesn't care about your shadow work checklists or your calm meditations. This moon has had enough. This one is for the raw, the reactive, the part of you that never got to scream when it needed to. The part that swallowed too many "it's fines" just to keep the peace. And now, that part wants out. Don't be surprised if you suddenly start snapping over things you usually brush off. If someone leaves a dish in the sink and you feel your soul rage. If tasks you usually do with ease feel insulting. Or maybe you'll feel an urge to vanish, to mute conversations, cancel plans, sit in silence with no reason you can explain. You might even start avoiding your own routines, like some part of you is quietly protesting the life you've curated. This isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. This week, if you feel childish, reckless, dramatic, good. That means the mask is cracking. That means your inner child is finally done pretending to be fine. Because sometimes healing doesn't look like progress. Oh, and this moon isn't arriving quietly on the 21st. It's coming with company. Mercury is back. Two cosmic forces are colliding in plain sight, and you won't hear about it anywhere else. On this very same day, something else strange is happening in the sky, and most people won't notice it. But now you will. Mercury is pulling far, far away from the sun, reaching what astrologers call greatest elongation west. It sounds fancy, but let's be real. Mercury is running from light, running from clarity, and at the exact same time, the moon. She's fading, cutting ties, retreating into silence. It's like two forces are exiting the stage at once, and we're left sitting in the audience, wondering what just happened. Mercury abandons the spotlight. The moon dims the house lights. You're left with the echo of your own thoughts. This is the moment clarity gets strange. You might feel like your mind is sharp, but what's coming through is not your conscious thinking. The past will try to speak, not in facts, but in symbols. This is the realm of déjà vu, of cryptic coincidences. This isn't just noise. This is Mercury and the Moon forming a dark duo, not to confuse you, but to unlock something buried. There's a reason your sleep's been fractured lately, and no, it's not just stress. Between 3 and 5 a.m. this week, the veil between the conscious and the cosmic gets thin. Thin enough that subtle planetary shifts, especially with Mercury wandering and Venus blazing, start to touch the nervous system. While these shifts have not taken place yet, if you're spiritually attuned, you've already been feeling it. You might wake up with your heart racing. You might jolt out of a dream you can't remember, but feel in your bones. You might just stare at the ceiling, feeling like something's different, but can't name it. This is the hour when your soul stirs before your mind can catch up. Traditional medicine calls this the liver time, when emotions, anger, and stored frustrations surface. But in energetic terms, it's the moon and planets pressing gently against the glass of your subconscious. Between 3 and 5 a.m., your filters are down. The real messages can come through. You're not distracted, you're not defending, you're just open. That's when the thoughts that matter most creep in. It could be a whisper of an answer you've been waiting for, or the memory of something that never fully made sense until now. So if you wake during those hours, don't panic, lie still. Notice where your mind drifts, because the truth, it's not arriving in daylight this week, it's slipping in during the hours no one's watching, and some of those answers you'll feel before you understand. On April 24th, something will shine so bright. You'll think it's watching you. That star staring at you from the early sky. That's not a star. That's Venus. And she's not just glowing for aesthetics. On April 24th, Venus reaches its greatest brightness. To the untrained eye, it's beautiful. To those paying attention, it's a reckoning. Because Venus doesn't just rule over love, desire, or the aesthetic fluff of life, she governs what we value, what we tolerate, what we pretend to love just to keep the peace. And right now, she's putting a spotlight on all the lies we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. Beauty isn't always soft. Sometimes it blinds you until you finally see what you were ignoring. And what makes this Venus flare even sharper is its timing. It's arriving just after the moon's slicing last quarter, just after Mercury slips into his weird mental fog. Together, it's like someone turns on a floodlight right after a blackout. You're disoriented, and now you're seeing everything you didn't want to look at. That friendship that's been draining you, that almost relationship you keep holding on to, the job that's paying just enough to keep you quiet but not fulfilled. It's all getting lit up. You might feel exposed, like someone can see your fears, your doubts, your half-made choices. But really, it's you finally seeing yourself without all the filters. If you've been avoiding the truth, Venus won't let you look away. This brightness isn't here to punish. It's here to wake you up. You won't need to force a decision after the 24th. It'll make itself, loudly. And right when you think that's enough intensity for 1 week, there's still something creeping in when the rest of the world is asleep. If you go through this week on autopilot, you'll miss the message completely. Remember earlier when I said there might be effects if you ignore what's happening this week? This is what I was talking about. This week might look uneventful from a distance. The moon's getting dimmer. Mercury and Venus are just doing their thing. No big deal, right? Wrong. Because this isn't a loud week. It's a loaded one. When the sky is quiet, you should always pay more attention because something is moving beneath the surface. The moon is pulling back, not revealing, but observing. Mercury is distancing itself from the sun, changing the way your thoughts land. Venus is casting a harsh glow on things you've tried to keep soft. Together, they're shifting the terrain. And the people who ignore it, the ones brushing off the nudges, the strange dreams, the off feelings, they'll wonder in May why everything suddenly changes without warning. But it won't be sudden. It's starting now. The universe doesn't send change with fireworks. It sends a whisper first and waits to see who's listening. So if this week feels slow, uncertain, or like nothing's happening, that's the sign that everything is about to change. Have you been moving through this week like you're underwater? Like your thoughts are there, but behind glass, a few steps behind your body, like they're lagging in real time? There's a reason for that. The combination of Mercury's movements and the moon's fading light is creating something that most people don't have language for. It's not tiredness. It's not distraction. It's not even stress. It's a kind of spiritual filtration, a system override on your perception. And it's not random. This fog that's settled in your mind, it's intelligent. It's protective. There's a gate around your consciousness right now, and it's not keeping you locked out. It's keeping something else locked in, just until you're ready to face it. You may notice moments where you're about to remember something important, but then it slips. You feel like you're on the verge of clarity, but it pulls away like a dream you forgot too quickly. That isn't failure. That isn't dysfunction. It's precision, cosmic timing. You're not supposed to know everything right now. You're being kept in the dark on purpose because your system is still processing the fragments of what you already know, whether you're conscious of it or not. This isn't a passive state either. It's not just fog. There's activity in the haze. You're still receiving messages, downloads, flashes of knowing, but they're encoded in metaphor. It's like your higher self is using a different language this week, one your conscious mind doesn't fully recognize yet. Let go of trying to figure it out. Let go of needing every thought to arrive cleanly, sharply. This fog has a purpose, and it's not to confuse you. It's to prepare you, because there's something forming just beyond your current awareness, and once the moon begins its climb again, once Mercury completes its curve away from the sun, that mist will lift, and what you'll see, you wouldn't have been ready for it if the fog hadn't slowed you down first. You're not lost. You're being rerouted through silence, through slowness, through the space between thoughts. That's where the real answers are hiding. You're about to witness Mercury do something it hasn't done in months. And it might flip your entire routine upside down. Something strange is unfolding above, and Mercury is the one carrying the signal. On April 19th, it climbs to its highest point in the morning sky. Then, just 2 days later, on April 21st, it reaches its greatest elongation west, pulling away from the sun and breaking out of rhythm. This isn't just astronomy, it's an energetic shake-up. Mercury, the messenger, is leaving logic behind. It's slipping into symbolic language now, dreams, sudden thoughts, urges that don't come from you. This week, don't be surprised if your attention gets hijacked. A weird phrase someone says, a vivid dream that won't fade, a flash of déjà vu that lingers longer than it should. It's not noise, it's data. But your mind won't decode it the usual way. And don't forget, the moon is in its final phase, slicing through illusions and sinking into the subconscious. That's why things feel foggy. That's why your logic keeps glitching. Because this isn't about thinking harder. It's about sensing what's hiding in plain sight. So if the week feels strange, surreal, or like time itself is bending, you're not lost. You're actually close. Close to hearing the message you weren't supposed to hear until now. And once it lands, that's when Mercury flips from chaos to revelation. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.